Greetings, curious minds. Today, we embark on a journey to unravel the mystery behind why 95% of Australia remains empty, despite being the sixth largest country in the world. We'll explore the vast and breathtaking landscapes, the harsh environments, and the unique factors that shape Australia's sparsely populated regions. So, let's dive into the heart of this fascinating phenomenon. Australia, the land down under, is known for its iconic cities, stunning coastlines, and vast outback. However, most of the country's population is concentrated along the eastern and southeastern coasts. The interior, also known as the outback, remains mostly uninhabited, making up a significant portion of the 95% of Australia that is considered empty. The first factor contributing to this emptiness is the harsh and unforgiving climate of the Australian outback. Australia is a large, dry country with a harsh climate. The interior is mostly desert or semi-desert, with little rainfall and poor soil. This makes it difficult to support agriculture or large populations. Average annual temperature 22 C to 32 CE, 72 F to 90 F. In coastal regions, soaring above 40 C, 104 F. Inland, particularly in the arid outback. Driest inhabited continent, average annual rainfall of approximately 465 millimeters, 18 inches, dropping to even less in some arid regions. Additionally, the Australian outback is characterized by vast distances between settlements. The sheer size of the country, combined with the lack of infrastructure in some parts of the country, poses logistical challenges for establishing and sustaining communities in these remote regions. Vastness of the outback. The Australian outback covers approximately 70% of the country's land area, spanning over 7.6 million square kilometers, 2.9 million square miles. Its immense size presents a vast and challenging expanse for human habitation. Sparse population density, with only 3 people per square kilometer, 8 people per square mile. In the outback, the population density is significantly lower compared to the coastal regions, where the average density rises to around 147 people per square kilometer, 381 people per square mile. Long distances between settlements, the remoteness of the outback, means that some towns and communities can be hundreds of kilometers apart, making transportation and access to services a major logistical challenge. Historically, Australia's population distribution has been influenced by factors such as colonial settlement patterns. Australia was colonized by Europeans relatively recently, in the 18th century. This means that there has not been as much time for human settlement to spread across the country. Recent European settlement, despite being the world's 6th largest country, Australia's European colonization began only in the late 18th century, when Captain James Cook landed in 1770. This relatively recent history contrasts with ancient civilizations found in other parts of the world. Urban concentration today, around 85% of Australia's population, resides in urban areas along the eastern and southeastern coasts, clustering in cities such as Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Perth. Moreover, Australia's unique flora and fauna add to the complexity of its inhabitable regions. The country is home to a wide variety of unique and often dangerous wildlife, such as kangaroos, snakes, and crocodiles. This can make it a challenging environment for humans to live in. Unique biodiversity. Australia is home to an astonishing array of unique wildlife, with approximately 83 of its mammals, 89 of its reptiles, and 90 of its fish species found nowhere else on Earth. Dangerous encounters. The outback is home to some of the world's most dangerous creatures, including venomous snakes such as the inland taipan, known as the world's most venomous snake, and the fearsome saltwater crocodile, which is the largest living reptile on the planet. Kangaroo Kingdom. With over 50 million kangaroos roaming the land, Australia boasts the largest population of these iconic marsupials in the world. The Great Emu War in 1932, a curious and unusual conflict known as the Great Emu War, took place in Western Australia. As emus, flightless birds native to Australia, multiplied in large numbers, they caused significant damage to farms. In a bizarre turn of events, the government deployed soldiers armed with machine guns to combat the emu population. Despite their efforts, the emus proved elusive, and the war ended with the emus emerging as the victors. The Thylacine tragedy, the thylacine, also known as the Tasmanian tiger, was a carnivorous marsupial native to Tasmania. Due to hunting and habitat loss, this unique creature faced extinction. In 1936, the last known thylacine died in captivity, marking a heartbreaking chapter in Australia's wildlife history. Despite the vastness of the outback, it holds significant cultural and ecological value. Indigenous Australian communities have deep connections to these lands, preserving ancient traditions and custodianship of the land. In addition to these unique reasons, there are other factors that contribute to the low population density in Australia, such as the high cost of living in the country and the long distances between major cities. Furthermore, Australia's economy is based on mining, agriculture, and tourism. These industries are concentrated in the coastal regions, where there are better transportation links and access to markets. As a result, the coastal areas have attracted more population and development compared to the vast inland regions. In conclusion, the emptiness of Australia's vast interior can be attributed to a combination of factors, including its harsh climate, geographical challenges, historical settlement patterns, unique wildlife, and economic factors. While most of Australia's population is concentrated in urban centres along the coast, the empty regions of the outback hold a unique and essential place in the country's identity and natural heritage. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of why 95% of Australia remains empty. Until our next adventure, remember to cherish the wonders of our world, no matter how empty or bustling they may be. Safe travels? Safe travels.